Dementia is a major global public health problem, but we still don't fully understand how it develops. And about a third of dementia risk remains unexplained. In addition to genetics and common risk factors like lifestyle things, diabetes, smoking, there's some evidence that early life cognitive ability is associated with later dementia risk, but studies to date have been quite small and unable to differentiate whether there are any different effects in men and women. So in this study with University College London, we traced about 35,000 people who took an intelligence test when they were aged 11. And we found that in the subsequent years, over 3,000 of them had developed dementia. And we found that their performance on the intelligence test, age 11, was related to whether or not they developed dementia later in life. So the people who scored lowest on the intelligence test were at a raised risk of dementia compared to the people who did best. But the pattern wasn't the same in men and women. So in women, the brighter you were, the lower your risk across the full range of intelligence abilities. Whereas for men, that wasn't the case. The people who performed lowest were still at an increased risk, but the pattern wasn't so clear across the rest of the intelligence scores. There are some limitations in identifying dementia from death certificates, and it's likely that we missed a certain proportion of people. But it's just not feasible to do a study where you collect data in early life and follow people up for long enough that they've developed dementia. So our method is probably the best way that we have of doing it at the moment. We were also limited in the data that were recorded in the ledgers in 1932, and so we were unable to include some important factors like socioeconomic status. But we did try to include that by using some data from the 1931 census, but that was limited to being at a county level. So in conclusion, we found that early life intelligence is linked with later life dementia, but the pattern is different in men and women. So it may be that intelligence itself is the factor that's related to dementia, or it may be that there's some other factor which influences intelligence, like socioeconomic status or education. But what we're certain of is that we can't think of dementia any longer as a disease of later life. It's a disease of the whole life course, and factors throughout life influence your risk of developing dementia.